Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana, live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle. Bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 shield General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want us
to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, now these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promise nigga this, promise nigga that. Want my ass to work, then bring that paper back. Sean, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. These people dropping like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, the bills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn. Money supposed to be a tool. For a purpose, what's your purpose for? Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitch in that grind. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying.
You know what I'm talking about? I'm sick of that shit. I know you sick of it too, man. Money supposed to be a tool, but what's your purpose though? It's supposed to benefit a purpose. Shout out Boom Man now.
I'm gonna do that shit.
Yeah, nah.
Push up position.
Yo, this be actually really hard.
UBK shit, South Coast shit, man. Shout out Bar Dog, Tennessee, up that building. Hey, get the money, hey. I know the fuck going on out there, motherfucker, man. Hey.
Get the money, nigga. Taste the paper, bitch. Keep all of your morals, never slave for shit. Ice up on my wrist. Yeah, I'm hood rich. I don't give a fuck about to get pop quick. Yeah, I'm on that shit. Yeah, I'm in the town. Niggas talking about that G, but now they come around. Can they come around? Yeah, I'm up, nigga. Man, fuck all of these hoes, get the bucks, bitch. I'm a young rich nigga, I ain't tryna flex. You can tell I'm cold by the ice around my neck. Straight up VVS, I charge you, boy, you wanna test. I don't get no shot about a nigga or a bitch. Boy, I love the life I live, cause a nigga keep it real. Nigga freshly hell, take that drip, but get your spill. I ain't little flip, getting pimped up out of his. I'm a straight G though, getting paper like a miso. That's that South Coast stain if you tryna hang. You be cared about it, bang, boy, we rep the same. Nigga try that talk, but we rep that murder game. Get your ass pop, ain't nothing to a G. All up, bitches wanna fuck, but hell no, I don't pay no fee. Bitches lead too deep, got that ice, I make you sneeze. All these niggas lame as hell, can't even come around me. Bitches South Coast, South Carolina, bitch, I'm styling, yeah.
Really no demons get control of me. No money get the best of me. No bitches getting up over me. Don't want much nigga, I'm sucker free. That's the way it gotta be. These niggas chain, these bitches train, y'all chain is soak me. For real, this brotherhood a weapon. And bitch, we carry weapons. Like a rob on nigga, ass don't even need a weapon. And y'all be well protected. And y'all be well respected. And if you got a problem, then y'all way better address it. You cross that line, we ain't show no mercy. Cross that line, you ain't gon' need surgery. You pull up and they getting up. You ain't making no move, you ain't got no purse. On UBK, so I ain't never worried. I'm putting them right, both of my hands dirty. For real, I learned from the OGs. I'm a young nigga, but I'm a certified priest. And I'm from Tennessee. In this mandatory that I gotta keep my heat. You should play it safe, and we gon' play with keys. For real.
All right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak, a thumb to the aqua. And Yahweh Shemar Lataba Hashem Yahushua to the aqua. Once again, I'm Officer of 1,000 Nawadia. This is ISUPK Detroit Law Class under Commander General Yohana. Again, who's been holding down this truth. Never dropped his sword. And because he never dropped his sword, again, a lot of us are here. Okay, a lot of us are here because Commander General Yohana never dropped his sword. All right. As usual, if y'all have any questions, comments, just drop it in the comment section. We'll get to it. Also, like, share. If you haven't subscribed, this class, because these classes, Salakia, because we need to get these classes out there and get this this truth rolling. Okay. We need to get this truth rolling. Give me 1 second. Let me check my sound and make sure I'm Tawab. I believe I am Tawab. Let me run the check on it right quick anyway. Make sure I'm good. You can hear. Definitely Tawab. Definitely Tawab. Yeah. Because it's important. Again, it's important that we get these classes out here and get the truth out there. Okay, and get the truth out there, man. So brothers and sisters can wake up and get into this body, man. It's a lot of things that we have to fight through to try to push to wake brothers and sisters up to the truth. We gotta fight Christians, fake Israelite groups, Muslims, atheists. It's always a constant battle. And you can do your part by liking and sharing the classes, man, and helping us, get the truth to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Waking them up. Okay? And again, like I said earlier, if you have any questions, comments, whatever, just drop them in the comment section. I will get to them. All right. So with that being said, man, we're gonna get right to it. Right, coming off the Day of Atonement, man, that's a glorious thing, man. Anytime you get to show the Lord how much, anytime you get to show the Lord that you being obedient to what he's saying, doing, as far as when you have to go through something such as the Day of Atonement, no food and no drinking, you're inflicting yourself for the Lord, that's always a good thing, man. That's always a good thing, because it was a time where we didn't even know who we was inside of this captivity. So we wasn't able to do those things. So we didn't do those things. Like, not that we wasn't able, but we didn't do those things because we had no clue on who we was. Okay? And now as we start to come into the truth, man, look at us now, man. We all over the world and all over the country and all over the world, man. We keeping the Day of Atonement for the Lord. That is a great thing, man. That's a great thing right there. Right? So let's get without further ado, let's get to it. We're gonna start with Psalms 50, the 53rd chapter. Psalms 53. Psalms 53, man. We in a time period, man. We have to pay you really, if you're not in the truth and you ain't listening to the Lord, you should be terrified these days. You should be terrified, man. I be looking at people in the world sometimes, and I just think to myself, like, man, this person, they going about their everyday life doing whatever they want to do, and it's like they not paying attention to anything that's happening around them. They don't see the destruction. They don't see the crumbling that's happening. They don't see the deaths that's happening. They think they really inside of their mind, because of Christianity, they really believe. Fuck you. They really believe it's Mother Nature. It's just a coincidence. Sometimes things happen. They don't believe for 1 second that it is the Lord doing these things. It's the Lord doing these things. The first thing they say, man, we got to pray for them. We got to help them. And the Lord is the one doing it. He's the one doing it. This is the Lord's will being done. But because they don't believe in the Lord, man, they don't care about what the Lord is saying do. Guess what they do? They don't pay no attention. Nor do they care. Right? Let's get it. We're going to be at 53 in Slovakia. We're going to be at 53 and 1. 1 second here, Slovakia. Psalms 53 and 1. And it reads, it says, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. A fool say that in his heart. How do you say that in your heart? Because you will hear people say, I love God and God loved me, and I know the Lord. You can't tell me nothing about the Lord. God know my heart. You can't say, you can't judge. If you tell them they doing something wrong, what they say, you can't judge me. You don't judge me. You're not the judge of me. God the judge of me. They don't really even know. They don't want that judgment. They rather listen to me than have the Lord judge them. But anyway, moving on. But how in their heart do they say, there is no God? It's simple. Very simple thing. They say in their heart it's not a God because they refuse to listen to the Lord. You believe in the Lord by doing what? By doing what he says do. You don't be in your heart, you don't believe in the Lord if you got a whole plate of chitlins, which people gonna be eating coming up on Thanksgiving coming up. You got a ham, you praying over a ham sandwich. You don't believe in the God of the Bible. That's not the God that you believe in. Okay? That's not actually what you believe in. You believe in something totally different. You believe in something totally different. If you are, which we're starting to see a lot more in these other religions, they starting to allow more and more alternativeness in their religious organizations. They don't believe in the God of the Bible. They saying in their heart they don't believe in the Lord, because they would just allow anything. The Lord is not guiding them, leading them, or with them. And I believe, and this is not actually a belief, this is the honest to God truth. They know that. And they don't care, because what? It's all about money to them. Money is their God. God of the Bible is not their God. They don't believe in him. They say in their heart, there is no God. I'm going to get rich and die trying. This whole society that the oppressor has set up is set up and molded in a manner which says there is no God. That's why the scriptures say this. This is a heavy thing right here. The scriptures say, be in the world, but not of the world. We in the world, but we not of this world. We don't operate the way they operate in the world. We operate as righteous men and women inside of this school. That's how we operate. They operate like the oppressor tells them to operate. I don't care. It doesn't matter what religion, what Israelite group, well, fake Israelite group anyway, what fake Israelite group or religion or whatever it is they believe in out there. If you're not in the truth, if you're not in One West, if you're not in the UPK, if you're not a part of this, man, you are in the world and you are following, and in some way, form, or fashion, you implementing what the oppressor has set up. You pushing that out there. I don't care how much you try to say you're not or look like you're not on the surface. Once that surface get put out, what do you find? They operate the way the oppressor loves to operate. They're pushing the agenda of the oppressor. That's what they do. And here, the difference is you're going to learn how to follow the Lord, man. You're not going to say inside of your heart, there is no God. And here you're going to say, you know what, if I don't do right, the Lord is going to put me to death. You're going to fear the Lord in here. That's what we do. We fear the Lord. We fear him. And because we fear him, what do? We obey. We obey the Lord because of our fear of him. Because we don't want to get put to death for being a sinner. We don't want to get put to death for sitting up here pretending like we teaching y'all to be righteous people, while once I step away from the podium, I'm doing all kind of nonsense. I step away from this podium, you're going to see me doing everything the Lord said do still. Because I fear the Lord. We fear the Lord genuinely. Right? We know the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Corrupt are they. And they are corrupt, man. Because what do? They follow after their own thoughts. Meaning the Lord said, if you're a Black, Hispanic, and Native American, the Lord set a way for us to live, which is a righteous way of life, man. Which is a righteous way of life, man. Which is the way to keep and follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Which we just came off the Day of Atonement, man. We doing the things that are we are living the Bible. We're not just preaching. We're not just teaching. We live this thing. This is the way you live your life. It's a whole lifestyle, man. Christians think they just go in there, they read a couple of scriptures and go about and do whatever the hell they want to do. That's foolish. Ain't no, to them, the way they live, it's not no God to them. And they are corrupt. What makes them corrupt? Because what do? They steal all of your money. They take all your money and they live deliciously while you suffer in the ghettos, man. And they tell you, and when you poor and your lights is getting cut off, Salakia, or you about to get evicted from your house, they tell you to turn to the Lord. Tell you to turn to the Lord and just pray on it, and don't you worry. Lord gonna deliver you. Lord gonna deliver you. Don't worry about it. They are corrupt, man. That money that they take up supposed to go back to the people to help them. Your lights ain't supposed to get cut off. Because that money that the preacher is making is supposed to go to help you make sure your lights don't get cut off. That's what it's for the people. He keeps it for himself and lets you starve and let you sit in the dark. While you see him pull up in Cadillacs, Benzes, and Jaguars. You barely got enough to put shoes on your feet where you can walk to their church. They are corrupt, man. They are corrupt. Fake Israelite groups. They are corrupt, man. Teaching brothers to put fringes on t-shirts. Having all kind of alternative lifestyles behind closed doors. Oh, and Salakia, a sidebar, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Of course, y'all remember a while ago I was telling y'all about the one of the purple alternative lifestyle people from their school was trying to tell my rib that she should leave me. And that I wasn't good for her and things of this nature and all this kind of old stuff. So her husband ended up being unalived because he was trying to force himself onto I don't know what the word to use right here, but it's one of them people that was born a man and then changed into a woman. Okay, I hope I said that right. So it was one of them kind of people, some alternative stuff going on there. So he ended up trying to force himself on there, and the Transformer unalived him for it, right? Not only that, come to find out, his wife had been walking around. She just got arrested recently. She had been walking around trying to no, not trying. She had been walking around being somebody she wasn't. She had stole someone's identity, and she had been working as a nurse with whoever identity she had stole and whatever was going on. And they was talking, and it is crazy. And this show you the corruption that I'm talking about here, because they don't believe in the Lord over there, man. They talked about us, and they talked about the school like it wasn't no tomorrow. They talked about us, and they talked about the school like there was no tomorrow, like it was going out of style. And come to find out, they was corrupt behind the scenes. Alternative lifestyles, stealing people ID, all kind of nonsense going on. Now he's been unalived, and she on her way to prison. And guess what? I never argued back with him. I never done any of that stuff. I let him go ahead and be. I said, okay, no sweat. I said, they in that alternative lifestyle group. I didn't have to worry about it, because I knew, what did I know? I knew they wasn't in here. That's what I knew. I knew they wasn't in here. And I know that if you not in here, you somewhere else, you don't believe in the Lord. And you are corrupt. And reading on, watch what else it say, because this is heavy. Watch this. And have done abominable iniquity. And that's what that brother did. He did abominable iniquity. As he was saying things about the UPK and myself personally, and calling me a coon and an Uncle Tom and all this old kind of stuff. But the whole time, the brother around chasing, I don't know, can I say Transformers? That's what the brother was running around chasing the whole time. And I already knew it because the brother was inside of the purple group. You think it surprised me? You think I ain't know? Nah, I wasn't surprised at all. It didn't shock me. It wasn't stunning to me. They do what the scripture say one more time, and have done abominable iniquity. They do abominable stuff. And he was so overwhelmed that he tried to force himself and take it from a trance. That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. But that's what's in those, and this is what happened when you get into other fake Israelite groups, man. You think you're getting into something, and you're not. You're getting into something that you don't know nothing about, because you don't know what their agenda is, man. That's why it's so important to come into the truth. It's so important to come into the truth, which he probably could have never made it in the truth, because, you know, of course, you living that type of a lifestyle and doing those type of things, you don't even want to come in here. Most High in Christ. You don't even want to come in here. And you won't come in here because you'll look at us and you'll look at them and you will join them. What you will do, you'll join them. Lucky. Who has said in his heart, there is no God, corrupt our day, and have done abominable iniquity. There is none that doeth good. There is none that doeth good, man, when you think there's no such thing as the Most High. In your heart, the way you move, the way you act, the way you conduct yourself, the things that you do, your actions say you don't believe in the Most High. The same thing, like if we sit down and we talk with a, let's say a Christian, and then the Christian get up and we show him that he's supposed to keep the law. He shouldn't be eating pork. He should be keeping the Sabbath days and things of that nature. We show him all of this stuff according to the Bible, and he get right up and say, that's your interpretation, or that's what you believe, or whatever. And he go make that ham sandwich when he done talking to you. He is saying there ain't no such thing as the Most High. There ain't no such thing as the Most High. Right, let's jump down to verse 3 right quick. Okay. It says, every one of them is gone back. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Every one of them is going back. Back to what? Back to sin. They turning to sin. They don't wanna follow the Lord. They don't care what the Lord got to say. Okay. Reading on, it says, have workers of iniquity, verse 4, Salakia. Have workers of iniquity no knowledge? Do they know anything? Do they believe? Like, remember in verse 1 we read, a fool in his heart say, there is no God. It says, have workers of iniquity have no knowledge? What is our knowledge? What is our wisdom? The law. Do they not know the law? Like, God, what are you doing? You don't know the law. You have no understanding. You don't got no knowledge. Reading on, it says, who eat up my people as if they eat bread. As if they eat bread. And man, this right here, man, is specifically talking about what? People that devour us, man. The people that devour us. The people that chew us up and spit us out. But here go the thing. It ain't just your oppressor that do it. It's not just your oppressor that do it. Your own brothers will come and fill your head up with a bunch of garbage. A bunch of garbage, man. Have you trying to do anything you can to anything they can to help you sin against the Lord. That's why it's so important to like and share these classes, man. That's why it's so important that you come to class, that you get around your brothers, man. You need to be around upright men and men that can help you, that been through the things that you go through. So you don't have to stand alone. You could talk to a brother. Some of y'all might have a habit with, let's say you have a cigarette habit or something. Let's say you have a cigarette habit or something. You're not the first brother that have a cigarette habit. You're not the first brother to have that. You're not the first brother to walk through those doors with that problem. Talk to some brothers. I guarantee it's more than one that had that problem walking through the door. You need that. You need to be around and talking to those types. You don't need to be around people that's just sitting there blowing cigarette smoke in your face all day. That's what you don't need. That's the one thing you do not need. You need to be around brothers that overcame that. That's what you need. You need to be around brothers that overcame it and talk to them. That way they can help you. They can strengthen you. All right. From there, let's get Matthew, the 5th chapter, man. Moving right along, Matthew, the 5th chapter. Matthew, the 5th chapter, and we're going to pick it up at... We're going to pick it up at 6. We're going to pick it up at 6, man. Like I'm trying not to go too far with the sidebar tonight. Try to stay laser focused, man. Y'all know I be sidebarring sometimes. Right? Matthew 5 in the 6th chapter. It says, "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." And that's a thing like strengthening yours, like I was basically just saying. You come in here one way, but what do you start doing? You start studying, you start learning breakdowns, taking notes, doing different things to do what? To build yourself up. To build yourself up. Excuse me. To do what? To fight the what? To fight the temptation. You don't come in here and everything just goes away. You don't come in here and you're not going to be faced with temptation. You don't just come in here and your life just turns perfect. Sometimes you have to go through some things, man. Because a lot of times when you come into this truth, that's when Satan really start trying to tempt you, start trying to attack you. That's when it's on. Okay, that's when it's really on, right then and there, man. You got to prepare. You have to prepare your soul for temptation. Right? You have to prepare your soul for temptation. Because that's when it get real. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, that's when they get. This is when the battle really starts. Because why? Because Satan wants to knock you out of the truth, man. He does not want you in this truth. He does not want you in this truth. So he tried to tempt you, man. He do everything he can to tempt you with what? With what you like most. That's gonna be the tempt right there. He's gonna try to tempt you with whatever it is that you lust after most. And you can't hide it from him. He know. And he coming at you right with that thing, man. That's why it's blessed as though, that's why I say blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Meaning, you have to fight through that temptation, man. Every time you wanna, let's say every time you wanna, let's say you smoke weed. Do you have to you trying to quit, but you giving in every single time you want to smoke? You have to fight. You have to fight that thing. You have to say, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do this. I ain't smoking this today. This today I'm not going to do it. You have to put forth some fight to it. You can't just be like, oh man, I'm just gonna give in. You have to show some strength, man. You have to show some fight. Give the Lord something to work with. Give the Lord something to work with, man. And he'll do it, man. Right? Here go the problem. It's pushed on us to not do what the Lord wants us to do. So we may look at a rapper, for example, right? Or a drug dealer, for example, right? We see the drug dealer, women, money, and the cars. Now, we poor and in the ghetto. Some of us don't even know where our next meal coming from. Starving in the ghetto, man. We see that. And we want those things. And we think to ourselves that what he's doing is the only way to get those things. And again, Salakia, right quick, that is another reason why it's so important to like and share these classes. Because that's not the way to go. That's the way the oppressor set up for you to go. That's what you don't realize. It is a trap. Because what they're going to do, they're going to lock him up, throw him in jail, just to make space for you so you can come in, and then they can do the same thing, and it's just a vicious cycle. But what Commander General Yohana is doing, man, he's sending us out there to get y'all brothers, man. To break that cycle, to break that chain, man. That's the thing that make what we do so important. That's the thing that make like sharing these classes so important. That's what make it so important to be going to camp, to be on the internet, Facebook, YouTube. All of this stuff is so important because so many of our brothers and sisters, they look at certain things and they don't understand it's a whole nother way. You ain't gotta take that same route, man. That is a trap that the oppressor has set up for you. They get filthy rich off locking brothers up, man. They get filthy rich off locking brothers up. They done made it profitable to lock brothers up in jail. Right? Lock you. Yeah. Let's get Deuteronomy 27 and 26 right quick. 1 second, Salakia. Yeah, it's just a trap, man. But guess what, though? We starting to do what? What we starting to do? We starting to come out of that, man. And it's a great thing. Yeah, like I said, Deuteronomy 27, 26. All right, cool. Most High in Christ, man. Again, if y'all got any questions, man, just drop any questions or comments. Just put it in the comment section. Ain't no big thing. No sweat, man. We'll get right to it. We will get right to it. Okay. Where was I? Oh, I was about to change gears for a second, man. Yeah, that brother, the young brother may see those things, man. He don't know no better. Again, like I was saying, that's why it's so important to the job we do, man. Saving brothers, man, because it's a whole nother way that he can go about that he don't know about, man. Deuteronomy 27 and 26. It says, "Cursed be he that confirmeth not to do all the words of this law, to do them." Do all the words, it's a curse. We have a whole chapter of blessings and curses, man. In that Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. In Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, man. It's a whole chapter of do's and don't do's. Clearly, because we hear what is that? That's the proof of what? That's the proof that we did what we was not supposed to do, man. That's the proof. That is the proof. That's the clear-cut proof. We did what we was not supposed to do, man. We supposed to focus, like you're gonna see. What is this? It's October, almost October. It's Halloween time. People are going crazy to dress up like Batman. Grown men want to dress up like Batman. You're going to see a grown man in a Batman costume or a Spider-Man costume. You're going to see a grown man dressed up like that. In some skin tight Spider-Man costume. That's what you gonna see. Running around acting like he's shooting webs on people. Ridiculous, man. But guess what? Guess what that same brother did not do? Same brother ain't keep the Day of Atonement that we just did. That same brother ain't keep the Feast of Trumpets like we just did. He didn't do none. He didn't think about. He didn't consider. The scriptures say what? My people don't even consider what I'm saying. My people don't even consider. They hear us out there on them corners all the time, right? They say, yeah, brother, yeah, man, I'm with the fight. I hear you. Then they go right back. Then they go right back and do what? The second they turn around and walk away, they forget about everything. You never see them again. You never hear from them again. Don't believe. But they can't fight whatever it is that they fighting off of them. They don't understand. Just come here. Here is where the help is. Whatever it is you're dealing with, here is where the help is, man. And here is where you're going to get the things that you need, man. And here's where you're going to learn how to fight those demons off of you. And here. Too many people don't understand that. A lot of brothers think they could just go home and fight it on their own. Go home and fight this off all by myself, man. And then I'm going to get into school. That's what they be saying. They say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop doing this, that, and the third first. And then once I do that, I'm going to get into school then. When it's better to just come in here with those things, man, and allow us to help you fight those things. And that way, again, like I said earlier, you're not fighting those things by yourself. You're not standing by yourself. You got your brothers around you to do what? Strengthen you. To strengthen you, man. You got that support that you actually need. Especially like once I be thinking sometimes, and this is kind of my thing. I be thinking sometimes because once you break all this stuff down to a person, and then they don't listen, I have a fear for that person. I be like, oh my God. I be scared for them. If they don't be scared for themselves, I fear for them. I do. I fear for them. Because what? You just told them like we just read. You done heard this and you ain't doing it? Oh, you know better. Ooh. Don't want the Lord. You don't want the Lord on your back. You don't want the Lord. You don't want the Lord on your head. You don't want it, man. You don't want the Lord to make you come into the truth. You don't want to. You want to straighten up on your own, man. You don't want the Lord to do it, because Lord sometimes he may not be too nice about it, man. He may get just a little tad bit sick of your foolishness, right? From there, let's get Deuteronomy 6:24. Yeah, let's just get Deuteronomy. So yeah, let me see. Check and make sure and comments nowhere. Questions or comments anywhere? Let's see here. All right. Get it. And the Lord commanded us to do after all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always. Fearing the Lord is for your good always, because if you fear him, you're gonna watch how you conduct yourself. You're gonna watch the things you do, say, how you act, the things that you're doing. Problem is, man, for a lot of us, of course, it's similar to what I was saying earlier. The way we come up, we mainly see sinners prosper. Yeah, we mainly see that, man. Whether it be your Christian pastor, who is a sinner, you see him prosper. Because what does he do? He take all your money and he's shining like new money. With his fresh suits and his Gators and his Cadillac and Benz and Jaguar. I want to read something I want to hold that right where we at. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 9 and 11. I want to read something very quickly, man. Just to hold in the point right where I'm at. All right. This is Ecclesiasticus 9 and 11. And it reads, it says, envy not the glory of a sinner. Don't be envious of a sinner. Don't look at him and say, dang, look at what he got and all this. Don't envy a sinner. Don't forget and be mindful. He got those things that he has sinning. He got those things that he has sinning. The Lord did not, like we went over yesterday, be careful because Satan can bless you too. Be careful. Because those things that he has, that did not come from the Lord. That's why a lot of the times, and most of the time, 99% of the time, you see what? A lot of them people, they get locked up forever. They be gone 10 years in prison. 20 years in prison. A brother doing 5 years, he get out for a year and locked right back up for a whole nother 5. He done did his entire adult life in prison. 5, 5, 5. He studied doing 5. Brother doing 25. That's because the Lord is not giving him these things. Lord ain't giving it to him. Getting these things from Satan. Satan is giving them these things, man. Envy not the glory of sinners, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. You don't know what his end is going to be. We all seen it. A brother be riding around, he is on top of the world. And then the next day, everybody's talking about, you heard about so-and-so was unalived? That was the Lord doing that. You don't know the end of a sinner. Okay? Verse 12. It says, delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. Don't delight in the things that the ungodly have pleasure in, man. What they have pleasure in? Getting high? You wanna take pleasure in getting high? That's gonna be your whole life. Getting high. The entire earth is the Lord is bringing the entire earth to their knees for you, and the only thing you can do is get high. Give me 1 second, y'all. And the only thing you can do is get high. Right? Wrong. Do what? Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. This is, I don't even, you know what? Never mind. I'll say something about alternatives. No, I can't do it. Just don't do it. If you live in an alternative lifestyle, stop. Just stop. That's all I'm going to say. But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. You're not going to go unpunished, man. Don't look at a sinner and don't look at a sinner and say, "Dang, man, I'm over here trying hard. This brother's sinning," and look at the life he lived. And here I am struggling, trying to do the right thing. Don't look. They're not gonna go unpunished. Okay, you want to go sit in that jail them 5 years for them then? Because that's what comes with them 20 years for them. 25 years, you want to go sit there for them? Because that's what comes with that lifestyle. That's what comes with that lifestyle, man. That's why the Lord said they ain't gonna go unpunished till they great. You ain't gonna. The Lord is gonna. If you sitting in jail, that's the Lord who sent you to jail. That's the Lord that did that, man. You don't get away with anything. You don't get away with anything when it comes to the Lord, man. You don't get away with anything when it comes to the Lord. I'm here, Salakia. I be trying, but we're gonna get Ecclesiastes. Let's get Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. Let's hit the 7th chapter right quick. All right. Just right quick. It happens sometimes, y'all. It happens. Ecclesiastes 7, we're going to start at 1. It says, "Do no evil, so no harm shall come unto thee." You have to watch. You have to watch how you treat people. You have to watch how you talk to people. You have to be careful about these things, man. You definitely don't want to talk a brother into sinning. You definitely don't want to do that, man. But you also got to be mindful and careful that you always treating a brother like a brother. You have to always be mindful of that, man, because you don't ever want to be cruel to a brother. That's not something that you want to do, or something that you should do. You always want to be making sure you treating brothers like they brothers, man, and you being respectful to your brother, man. And you doing right by your brother. You don't want to sell your brother no drugs or something like that. Get your brother drunk and then take him to the strip club and have him laying with all kind of nastiness all over the place, man. You don't want to do that, man. You don't want to try to get your sister gas, a couple little drinks in her so you can lay with her and then throw her away. You don't want to do stuff like that, man. You don't want to operate in those fashions. You don't want to get intoxicated and high and then go ride on ops and things of that nature, man. You don't want to do things of that nature. And I know it's hard because a lot of times in the world when we're doing these kind of things, man, we don't understand how to come up with a solution. Our solution is ride on the ops. But in here, we have simple laws to prevent things like that, man. You and your brother got an issue, you go to him and he and thee alone. If that don't work, then of course it's counsel. It's just counsel, like it's really just that simple. Okay? Verse 2, it reads, "Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee." Depart from the unjust. You don't want to consistently put yourself around a bunch of sinners, man. You have to be very, very careful about doing that, man. You just hanging out and y'all just partying. You have to be careful because what can happen? You can slip up and make that mistake. You can slip up and do something that you did, that you wake up the next morning and you regret. Because you're just tempting yourself. You're playing with that fire, man. Playing with that fire. You have to be so careful with that. You have to be so careful, man. Me personally, I just wouldn't do it. Okay? I just would not do it. I would just stay away from it, like it just said. And that way you don't even have to worry about it. Okay? Let's get one more. We're going to get right back to it. Get Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter, man. Right, y'all with me? Let's get it. We're going to start at 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And I kind of went in a backwards order, but I did it for a reason. You'll get it in a second. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." And that's what we went over earlier. When you make the commitment to come and serve the Lord, prepare for every type of temptation of every lust you ever had. Because it is coming. It's coming hard and fast. If your weakness is women, they coming. It's gonna be one that you probably tried to talk to 10 times and she done dissed you every single time. Guess what now, though? She coming. Oh, yeah, she on her way now. Now you trying to serve the Lord? She coming. But she not coming. She not coming to so she could be a wife to you. She's coming to try to get you to what? To sin. She gonna come over. She gonna want to smoke a blunt. She gonna want to get drunk. And all kind of things. That's what she gonna be wanting right then and there. All the temptation that you had, she gonna come and try to bring it all to you. You trying to not have sex with promiscuous women. You trying not to smoke blunt. She gonna come. She gonna want to smoke a blunt and you've been looking at that thing for all this time. Be ready for the temptation, man, because it's coming. It is coming. Verse 2, it says, set thy heart aright. You have to set your heart. You have to be 10 toes down in this truth, man. You have to be rooted in this thing. This is not something you could just watch on YouTube and think you're going to change. This is something that you have to get with the camp leader in your area and get yourself to class. That's what this is. You have to get rooted in this thing. Okay? It says, and constantly endure. It's a constant thing. Don't think you get to a certain level and you get to relax. You don't get to a certain level and you get to relax. You get to a certain level and the temptation is going to come. It's going to come, man. It's not going to stop. It's a constant thing. So you have to prepare yourself for the temptation. And guess what? You have to endure it because it is a constant thing. It does not stop. It does not stop. Right? It says, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Make not haste in the time. Don't rush and make a bad decision, man. Don't fall. Don't you fall. If you in a time of trouble, don't fall for fool's gold. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, man. Hold on a hot second. Make sure you're not doing something that is that the Most High may frown on. Slow yourself down for a second, man. Don't make a hasty decision in your time of trouble. Okay? Verse 3, it says, cleave unto him. Cleave unto him. Who is the him? Cleave unto the Lord, man. Cleave unto the Lord, man. That's who you cleave unto. That's who you turn to. And depart not away. And don't like people was doing the PPP stuff. Everybody remember that. Everybody going to jail behind that stuff now. Right? Don't you depart from the Lord. It looked good. And it seemed like a good idea at the time. Some brothers might have been in trouble. But like you say, you don't make a hasty decision to say, well, the PPP loan is just easy to get this money right now. Everybody who was doing false stuff is going to jail. They walking them down one at a time. And if they haven't got to you, just wait, they will. For the people that done that stuff. That's why you don't make a haste. That's why you don't make a haste decision like we read in verse 2 in your time of trouble. And that's why you don't depart away from the Lord. You just keep working. You just keep working towards the Lord. See, the Lord, a lot of us come out of Christianity, right? When we still go through troubling times. And here, now you're serving the Lord. And now you're doing the right thing. So when you hit that troubling time, it's going to be different because you being obedient to the Lord now. So when you hit that turbulent time when you was in Christianity and it didn't work out for you, it's because the Lord don't hear the prayers of sinners. But now that you hear in the truth and you being obedient and you following the Lord is going to deliver you out of that tough time, man. But you have to be willing to trust in him, hold on to what he's saying, and believe that he's going to do it because he will do it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you from personal experience, man. Telling you from personal experience, man. And when the Lord pull you through, man, you're going to be pulled through so you're not even going to believe what the other side look like. When the Lord pull you, you're going to say, I never even seen this coming. I never even seen this coming. And the Lord is going to do it. Because why? Because of your obedience. Remember what we read in Deuteronomy in 28th chapter. The first things is what? The blessings. The blessings for what? Your obedience. All right. Reading on, that thou may be increased at thy last end. And that's what I was just exactly saying that thou may be increased. At the end of whatever it is that you're going through, once you endure through it, once you get through it, the Lord is going to increase things for you. Why? Because again, you are obedient to him. That's the requirement of the Lord. Obedience. That's how you truly get blessings from the Lord. You get blessed from the Lord because of your obedience. You get to see another day because of your obedience. The Lord didn't unalive you because of your obedience, man. And then not only did he not unalive you, he increased things for you because of your obedience. Okay? Verse 4, it says, whatsoever is bought upon thee, take cheerfully. Don't be disgruntled, man. Whatever you going through, you gotta stand up and take it like a champ. You gotta stand up and take it like a champ, man. And go ahead and go through whatever it is that you have to go through. Can't get mad and bitter and now you want to lead the truth and all that old stuff, man. Go start some fake Israelite group somewhere and all that. Do none of that, man. Go through and let the Lord go ahead and give you what it is that he had for you, man. Don't cheat yourself out of that. Right? Let's see. Cheerfully patient. Oh, and be patient when thou art charged to a low state. Be patient. You ever heard that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day? Be patient, man. Because the Lord is going to pull you out of that. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. He got you there for a reason. This is your test. It's your test, man. It's the thing that you have to go through that actually you don't realize it actually strengthens you. It's meant to make you stronger. The Lord builds men. But a lot of us, too many of us want everything handed to us, and we never want to have to go through anything in our life. We just think life's supposed to be, because of TV and Christianity, we think life's just supposed to be all about us just going through life, stopping and smelling the roses, and everything is just rainbows and puppy dogs and things of that nature. No. That's not it, man. You're gonna have to go through something. You're gonna have to endure through something. You're gonna have to fight through something. These are things that you're gonna have to do, man. And these are the things, and those are the things that build your character. Those are the things that build your character. Those are the things that make you who you are, man. Those are the things that make you who you are, man. Those are the things that build bonds with brothers. All different kind of things, man. Because you learn who your brothers really are. And you see, like, damn, man, I was in this messed up state. This brother had my back the whole time. These brothers had my back the whole time. It's a chance where you get to see brothers, especially in this school, brothers not just talking about this, man. We really your brothers, man. You really get to see brotherhood, man. You really see brothers uplifting you and lifting you up, man. You actually get to see that. If you didn't already know. Right? Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Again, just like I was saying, the things that you go through are the things that make you who you are. If you never even get tempted, it's easy to say, I would never do this and I would never do that. When that temptation hits you, when it's put in your face, what will you really do? What you gonna really do, man? You gonna lay with that sister who you know don't get no intention of being your rib. She gonna get up from you and then go right and go later on that day or later on that night or the next day go lay with another brother. She ain't got no intention on being your rib, and you know it. What you gonna do? You gonna say, well, that's on her. If she ain't my rib, if she go sleep with somebody else, she the one committing adultery. But you knew that's what she was gonna do. You knew it. You just didn't care, brother. You just did not care. Okay? Verse 6. Believe in him, and he will help you. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. That him is the Lord, man. Again, That's basically what this whole dang on Slacky. The whole chapter is about, man. Believing in the Lord, man. And the things that you go through, don't think you going through them. It's not because, especially if you being obedient to the Lord and you doing the things the Lord told you to do and you following the law, statutes, commandments, and you going through some things, don't feel like the Lord is not punishing you. The Lord is building you up. He's strengthening you. It's like going to the gym. When you first start working out, you probably might have to start out on a 10-pound dumbbells, right? You start out on 10 pounds. Some of y'all may be the 5 pound, whatever it is, 5 pound. You starting right there, but you end up on the 50-pound dumbbells. Now you just curling right away. You throwing them up in the air, spinning around, catching them, all kind of stuff going on, man. It's the same thing with the Lord. You just going through something. It's just a small period of time, man. So that the Lord can do what? So that the Lord can get you right. So that the Lord can build you the way you need to be built, man. That's why you're going through what you're going through. So don't think if you're a person that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandment, that the Lord is ever punishing you. He's building you. He's strengthening you. He's building in you. He's building you up the way he wants you to be. Right? And I guess with that, I'm gonna close the class. Shalom, Israel.